friends, I'm back. I'm back with the glasses on still. My eyes have improved so much just since yesterday. Like, I'm shooting this video one day later, still seeing some redness on this side, but they feel fine. I feel fine. I'm just kind of waiting for everything to completely clear up before I start doing any makeup on my eyes again. But I've done some face makeup, and this is going to be a lip focused video because in my last one I was like, what would you like to see minus eye makeup? And people were like, lips, lips, lips. I don't think they were really chanting, but that's what I imagine. So I thought I would actually pull in my little purse. Like, this is the purse that goes with me everywhere. It has my keys in it, my cards and money and stuff, and then it has some lip products. And I thought I would show you what lip products out of my whole big stash, what gets to live in the purse that goes everywhere with me. And then I might throw on some of the other frequently used things that I see around here on my table that I've been using a lot. But I just thought that might be fun. I'm always really curious about, like, what things are people taking with them? What do you have in your bag? But first I'll run you through what's all over my face today. I would say the complexion's looking pretty good. Been sticking with my same skincare routine all over. Today I used some of this Benefit Do La La. I just realized I had it on hand. I haven't used it much. I have the shade Light Medium Luna, and it's a glowy primer. It's a glowy primer out of a squeeze tube though, so I've got a little of that underneath. I love this Relove by Revolution Super Serum. It's a really good foundation if you like medium coverage, if you like a little added hydration. It looks really pretty on my skin, and my shade in this is F4. I want to try a concealer from this range. I haven't used a concealer from Relove yet, but that brand is like the $5 or less baby of Makeup Revolution that is in my Walmart store. And then I use my Rimmel Multitasker Concealer, and yeah, I'm not getting too close to my eyes. I'm actually leaving a little more space when I blend concealer than I normally would, just because I don't want to get all up in my lash line or anything. So I've got that on. I set with Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder. I used a little bit of my e.l.f. Halo Glow, the pressed version. I've been liking that quite a bit lately, this one. It's really pretty mattifying and adds some coverage too. So I have that in light medium, right? Nope, light neutral. And then blush, bronzer, highlight. Keep in mind, I'm doing this with my glasses off. Like, I need glasses, I need contacts. Most of the time I'm a contacts person, so I'm not seeing as well as I want to. So I'm like trying my best on these steps, but I'm wearing my NYX Buttermelt bronzer. The shade is Deserve Butter. I'm wearing the Buttermelt blush, which is Butter with Thyme. And guys, I've got that on, but I put some powder over top because I swear this is the powder equivalent of the e.l.f. blush that kind of made me a little crazy last week. And you guys were like, I'm sorry, I'm laughing at you, Em. I'm like, I'm laughing at myself. I was cracking up while I edited that video. The one called Berry Well. Like, I had a true blush emergency with this. We had to go into full-on corrective mode. And is my light over here, is my ring light a little hot? I feel like I could turn down the brightness coming from that direction just a tad. But it's crazy because this is like the powder version. It's super pigmented. I forgot a little bit today just how careful I have to be with that, so I went over it with some powder, but yeah, that's little goes a long way. And then Revlon Skin Lights Highlighter Daybreak Glimmer. Love that stuff. And then I did my brows with my Milani Precision Brow Pencil and some CoverGirl Clean Fresh Brow Gel Wax on top of that. So now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. What lip products do I keep in this purse? Because it's really just about lip products for me. The only other beauty thing I might keep on me is if I was wearing false lashes, I might keep a lash glue in here, or a lash glue and an eyeliner, you know. But everything that's in here, gosh, one of these things has been in here definitely for months, and the other one's maybe a little over a month. But this product from e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. Pout Clout Lip Plumping Pen, and the shade is Wicked Cherry, I believe. Good thing I have that memorized because I can't read that. My lip product era that I'm in right now would be like the glossy black honey kind of vibe. Maybe that'll switch up a little bit as we get further into spring. But you click this up. I need Cookie to help. Sorry, I don't want to cover up the whole process, but I also want to see. And I really like these pens from e.l.f. I like the amount of color. I feel like this is a very works with anything kind of shade, so that's why it gets used a lot to touch up with. The scent It's like a lightly coconutty scent. Definitely smells like the Tarte ones. But yeah, it's giving me like brownish color, but with a little shine. And does it do a lot of plumping? I don't really think so. I get a subtle cooling sensation right about now, but there's a nice thickness. If your lips are dry, like that's when I pull this out, is if I need a touch up and my lips are also feeling dry, because I feel like I get the color, the moisture, and just a pretty shine all around. So this is used often by me, especially if I'm just on the go and I'm like, oh, I need more lip product on. I just dropped a Velcro roller and Kitten thought I was playing a game. Next, what I have in my purse, this is the boss of the purse lip products. She's been in there the longest. I've used a lot of this. This is the Lifter Gloss in the shade Taffy. So I loved it when the Lifter Gloss range put out some of these kind of like transparent looking colorful glosses. There's like a reddish tone one. I've got a pinky one, but this one called Taffy. I just love it so much. Take two. I love the amount of color and shine. I like the feel of a lifter gloss. Since I've used so much up, I'm not as careful with the application. I sometimes say like, get the bare minimum of a lifter gloss. Get the bare minimum of a lifter gloss on when you're what I was trying to say was, normally I pace myself with a lifter gloss because I feel like a lot goes on at once. Like the applicator holds a ton and you don't want to feel too goopy with it. Well, this one I've used a lot of product out of the tube and I feel like when I pull the applicator out, it's not too goopy anymore. But this shade is so beautiful. I'm looking at it up close. It's just a little more vibrant in real life than it's appearing on camera. Maybe if I come in closer, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Love this shade. It's the kind of color you put on, you're like, when would that be an inappropriate shade to have on? Like, I just love it anytime. Looks good with anything. The e.l.f. is more brownish than this, but both have me thinking of that kind of Clinique Black Honey, but more glossy and glam. Next up, we have the Revlon Super Lustrous Glimmer Lip Oil, a fairly new product. I've used a good amount of this too. This is the shade Plum Pop, and this is very similar to the lifter gloss I just put on, both in formula and in look. It's also got a larger size doe foot here, which is currently carrying a lot of product, but putting this on, and let's see if we can tell any difference from the last one. I don't have them both in there because I feel like they're offering me anything different. I just like both. Oh, that's so pretty. Feels so good. It has maybe just a little more like moisturizing feel than a lifter gloss. And that's saying a lot because the lifter gloss definitely does its job on that front too. But it almost feels a little bit treatment-ish. I'm swatching them both side by side. While this is sheer, I get a little more plum out of it. That's the Plum Pop and that's the lifter gloss in Taffy. So I feel like Taffy does pull out just a little bit more of that pinky berryness, but both are these sheer-ish glosses that are still giving me enough color to really be satisfied, you know? These are my last two lip things that are in there. I almost forgot about the fact that I have a lifter liner in there. This is the shade called Big Lift. This is really good. I like how easily it goes on. Where's my mirror? I like the color. See, nice glide with it, classic mauve. And I just kind of put it in there. I think it was a cheer competition weekend, and I was thinking if I want to redo my lip look, it's a long day, I could put this on and then throw any of those glossier products on top. So for example, what I might do is just take some Revlon lip oil, go over top. The look is going to be more defined, a little more finished looking, but I certainly don't do this every time I'm going in for a touch-up. Part of why products like this, and this are in there is because I'm really content with the way they look on their own. But one day I pulled in that lifter liner and I'm getting more of like mauvey plum. See that? Like that. But in fact, I probably won't keep that lifter liner in here. I'd rather have that upstairs when I'm like starting my day with a lip look. And then the other thing that I have in there, I have really enjoyed these little Ilia lip sketches, which I got in a holiday kit. It was a 3-pack. I have the shades Earthen. I wear that one a lot too. Pink Door, and then Rhyme is the one who gets to live in the purse. It's more of a berry than the others, so let me throw that on. So if I need a touch up and I'm wanting more of a full-on lip color than just a gloss, like let's say it's the windiest day of life like it is today, and I'm about to go pick up, I'm realizing it may not be a gloss day, so I just have this in there. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. Soft berry, easy. It's all about having a shade that you always foresee liking and that you would pretty much always think would work with any type of look. I would say These three are a bit more berry. This is more brown. But the purse doesn't lie, you know, the stuff that you keep in there that you truly do use. I know sometimes if you got a big bag and that's what you're toting around all the time, like products can certainly get lost and forgotten, but there's not a lot of real estate here. Nothing's really getting forgotten except for that lifter liner a little bit. But the other things that I found in here makeup wise, I have a lash glue and I have like a liner pen, because if I ever did need to touch up a lash, I would need that liner again to probably go over and just make the whole look seem neat and finished again, right? Oh, and I do have this mini roller ball from Elizabeth and James Nirvana Black. Like, that's old. Oh, I still love that scent so much. I have the big size of that. I'm not in tune enough with the fragrance world to know if that's even still being made, but I love that scent. But in my everyday life, just up here, lip products I've been wearing a lot. I feel like these Color Riche liners in both the shades Worth It and Worth It Medium, I've used these frequently because I just see them working with a lot of my different lip looks. One is a soft, almost like nudie pink, and the Worth It Medium is a little bit deeper, richer, more mauve in it, similar to the lifter liner that I just applied. So I'd say those have been pretty frequently used. My Rimmel glosses, I have a little trio of Rimmel Stay Glossy lip glosses, and for whatever reason, I like to reach for these a lot. I like this one called Bare Minimum if I'm wanting a nude look on top of something. If I've got, you know, a deeper color on bottom usually, but I'm just wanting to nude it up a little more on top. Look how pretty that always looks. It always hangs together. It never looks streaky, but it's a light nude gloss, you know? So I love that one. I use Date Night a lot. There we're talking mauve with just a little bit of shimmer. It's not like a big frosty thing. I'll swatch that. Very everyday friendly, very could stand on its own and just be a nice little pinky gloss. And then Penny to My Name is more of a bronze thing. Looks really pretty on top of a brown lip look. You can see that shine, but also the shimmer coming off of it. I love those so much. Here just recently, I've worn this lip blur a lot from Hard Candy. This is the shade called Adore. So kind of matte crayon vibes, but it's giving a good amount of pink in there too, but it just feels very wearable. And lately with my glasses, I kind of want to do a lip that perks me up a little bit more, you know, like something with a little color. And I kind of like the level of color that that gives. I've been finding these L'Oreal glosses extremely comfortable and just easy to layer up too. This one called Rosy Utopia, that was the lip look in the last video, was those two products combined. You know, just your perfect medium pink gloss. That's great. And also these Yummy glosses. They're a nice kind of, if I'm coming upstairs to touch up, if I'm throwing on a liner, sometimes these are just nice to put on top of that. I have the shades Gorgeous Jelly and Acai You Later. They really have the bare minimum teensy bit of color coming through, but I like the shine and I really like the way they smell. So yeah, in conclusion here, I am not usually one, unless it was a really special occasion and I was using a really specific lip product that day that I needed to keep in my purse for a touch-up. Most days on an everyday basis, I'm not like taking the thing I use and then keeping it in my bag because I don't trust myself to get it returned to this room again. So I've got those certain shades that I always kind of like if I would need a touch-up late in the day and I'm out on the go. As for today, like I said, I kind of want to pump up the color just a little bit and the brightness on my lips because I have no eye going on. So I think today I'm going to use the Hard Candy Lip Blur in the shade Honeymoon. So this is the berry one in that range. And I did a full try on with these. You know, half of them are these lip blurs that look more matte and half are the shiny ones. And there's pretty much an equivalent color from each part of the range. This is really pretty. So there's a shiny one that looks berry too. I just trust the staying power on this a little bit more. Oh, that's so pretty. I kind of like to put on sort of a shiny, reflective lip topper type of gloss on top here. Hold on, let me figure that out. Okay, it's going to be some Lifter Gloss in Pearl. If I'm really gentle with this, I don't think it's going to transfer off, like get all over my applicator. A little in the center of the lower lip. Woo, I'm all about it. Love this. So friends, thank you for watching. Please tell me in the comments section, do you have any products like this that aren't just like your daily lip product that you're putting in your bag, but do you have any certain lip things that live in your purse that are always going with you everywhere and you feel like they're kind of a works with anything touch up? Let me know in the comments and I will see you guys again very soon. I love you. Bye.